But all things must pass. But I'm not gonna wake up, wake up. I'm not ready, let me have another day. Don't wake up, wake up. Keep it steady, cause I'm happy, I'm not gonna wake up. No, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa. No, not yet, whoa.
Hello. Welcome to the Rebellious Business Show, ladies and gentlemen. I think we might be live streaming now for a second time. Yes, good, awesome, marvellous. Welcome, everybody. If you are watching us on live, do not drop a hashtag replay. We don't do that anymore. That's old hat around here. It's old hat. Yeah. We want you to drop this emoji in the chat if you are watching this on the live or on the replay, because this is our new Rebellious Business emoji. And this means connection and creating a really freaking awesome world.
Can we make ours? Are you on my right? Can we make ours connect?
I wish you were like that. I'm actually above you. We'd have to kind of do that. Can you hang on? Oh, I mean, that's worked for me. I don't know if it's worked for you.
No, it's not worked for me. Do it this way. You go that way. Yeah, perfect. We did it.
That's awesome. Well, Jennifer is going to add that emoji into the chat. Jennifer, aren't you, my love? So that you guys can copy and paste it. This is a brand new episode, obviously. It's a brand new way of delivering episodes on the Rebellious Business Show. We have been, and look, we're just going to be, the first segment of the new Rebellious Business Show is an authenticity segment. So I'll be authentic and tell you that we have just been running this show for months going, we cannot wait to get our teeth stuck into it, but we've got other fish that need frying first. And we're now getting our teeth stuck into changing the show and making it into a different kind of show. And today is the first episode of bathing that live and seeing what happens. So that's what we're doing today. Before we get stuck into that, though, for anybody tuning in live for the first time, Jennifer, not a black heart emoji, this emoji.
Oh, that one.
That's the new Rebellious Business emoji.
Gotcha.
This one, ladies and gentlemen.
Go. Try it again.
For anyone tuning in live for the first time, just a quick brief intro of who we are and where the bloody hell you've landed up. My name's Cordelia. This is the amazing Caroline. We are Rebellious Business Coaches. We run the Rebellious Business Show every week to bring you some training tips and tricks and stuff in and around business and entrepreneurship, but also from midweek pick me up, because why the hell not? It is Wednesday, it is hump day, and we just want to make some people smile and have a good time with our rebels every Wednesday.
Get over the hump. We've got on the Zoom chat, Simon has put this. Simon, I would love it if you could make your way over to Facebook and stick that on the Facebook live as well. We'd love the support from the rebels who are live in the live audience to do that if they've got the opportunity. And there's another thing we want to sort of say in that vein, which is that if you are watching live, there's a really good chance that you're not following us. You haven't liked us. Button. You haven't given us the emoji, and you have not shared us. The statistics show that we get way more viewers and lots more people actually seeing our content than are following us, than are liking our page, and that are subscribed to us on YouTube. So if you can just take a moment now to like, subscribe, share, or hit that follow button, then that would do a lot for helping us wrangle in new rebels and start connecting the disconnected, although they're not always disconnected, but we want to connect the rebels. If you're an entrepreneur and you're doing this this journey solo, you're a rebel by nature, and we're here to connect the rebels and also to bring some love. So just follow, share, and get involved. Thank you.
That's literally our life's mission. It's just connecting rebellious people with rebellious people. That is all we want to do. If we are laid on our deathbed and we look back on our lives and we feel like we have connected enough rebellious people with enough rebellious people, my work will be done.
Can we get a quick show of the live audience? Because these are some of the rebellious people that we've connected with, rebellious people. Can we do that? That will be a lot. Well, next time. We're on the fly. We're doing this. We're figuring it out. But I love this emoji because it doesn't have to be both your hands. It could be one rebel and another rebel or both your rebellious hands. But yeah, love this. So thanks for joining us, everyone. And yeah, we've now got a different style of show to bring to you. Amazing.
And Jennifer is required for the next segment, so hoping she comes back into the office momentarily. Jennifer.
Yes.
Jennifer is now going to be a new feature of the Rebellious Business Show, a new member of the Rebellious Business Show, a new person on the Rebellious Business Show, which, can I just say, I am so excited about, because for those of you that don't know, and I am going to get emotional, but for those of you that don't know, Jennifer is my sister, okay? And she's not my blood sister. She was my sister-in-law. And when I left my ex-husband, we promised each other that we would always be sisters. So anyone try and challenge that, and I will chew your ears off. She is my sister. She was in a job that she hated. And I always said to her, when I started out in business, I said to her, I'll get you out of that job. This time next year, babe, we used to say it like Del Boy and Rodney, you know, this time next year, babe, you'll be working for me. 2020, she got made redundant. She got made redundant from a job that she hated. Her boss was making her feel this big. She was struggling in that job. She hated it. There were some elements of it that she loved. She got to work with children, and that was really great, but there were some elements that she really struggled with. I said to her, after launching Rebellious Business, after having this show, and after building the network and getting to a place where I was building a real solid business, I said to her, I'm ready. Come join me. I'm ready. And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm ready. If you want to come and work at Rebellious, there's a seat here for you. I'm ready to take you on. And she said, okay, I need to think about it. She thought about it for about a day, and she was like, I'm in. And she came and joined me. Now, when Jennifer came to work here, she did not want to get in front of the camera. She did not want to be seen by other people. She wanted to just be in the background. She would, if she ever spoke on a Zoom call in front of anybody, her palms would sweat. She'd get really stressed out. She would just absolutely hate it. This month, on the networking call, Jennifer came out and she spoke in front of about 70 people and didn't feel a single nerve. Like, not a single. She has got to a point where she just can speak in front of people. She does all of our onboarding calls. She rings our clients all the time. She is constantly connecting with the rebels. And I am so freaking excited. And I'm sorry, guys, this is completely unplanned, this speech, but I am so excited to announce that Jennifer is now officially going to be on the show with us on a weekly basis. Jennifer, let me add you to the spotlight.
We've got lots of clappings in the back. It's like, I like this. It's another one of our symbols. I love it.
Let's get this one going. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We've got some shares in the chat as well. Jennifer is a star. Also, we've got such a lovely lady. We've got Simon says, yay! And also Julie is sharing her experience as well. She said, same for me. I got made redundant in 2020, a job I hated and was treated badly. Best thing that's ever happened to me.
Same.
Big love.
Literally. It's 4 years in August.
4 years.
4 years in August, yeah.
I'm so proud of you as well. You have just.
I am so glad that you're here as well.
Can I just, that they're still sweaty. They're still sweaty, guys.
Right. Is it from being on the show? That's what the sweat's for, not because it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
wow.
well, it might be a combination of both, but I'm not complaining about the sunshine. So
yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay,
that is a fireable offence.
Now that was a very heartwarming intro, but actually I'm a little bit nervous about Jennifer's new role on the show.
Are you guys nervous? You should be.
A little bit.
But I need the rebels' help though. I can't do this on my own. So I've got so basically what I need you guys to help me with is awkward questions for these two, Caroline and Cordelia. Now, I mean, it can be as awkward as you want it to be. The one I've got today is, are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Caroline and Cordelia, what is the worst part of having each other as business partners.
God.
I came up with this all by myself because I'm so intrigued.
Okay.
Right. And the thing is, you've got to be so authentic about this. And it can be one of those like, oh God, I really don't want to say this. But you've got to let the cat out of the bag.
Okay, cat's gonna come out of the bag. Okay. So
you sound like you're ready to go. Have you got this already, Caroline? She already knows. I'm like, oh fuck.
Just to add context to that is that, so this is the first question that I've come up with this week. Now, as we go on, I'll be posting into the Facebook group, and I need you guys to help me by coming up with questions that you want to ask these two. And like I said, it can be as awkward as it can be. Whatever it is that pops into your head, drop it into the post that I'm going to be posting every week and ask away. And let's find out what actually goes on behind closed doors and with these two.
God, my poor heart.
Jesus. Oh God, I take it all back.
Right, Caroline, you go first.
Oh, me go first. I think I've got a bad rep because everyone's like, Caroline's got a list to get off her chest, but I don't. Like, it's amazing working with Cordelia. That's not even a but. I'm just freaking out. I'm like, oh God. Okay, let me think.
Hang on, we need a ground rule here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever we say in this room stays in this room, and it doesn't become something we hold against each other, set each other for. There's no petty arguments allowed about this after the show. Okay,
I'm just stirring the pot.
I'll tell you what, I've got a good one. In terms, like, we're very, very compatible. There are times when we disagree on things, and I find that really challenging because we're also very good friends. So when we do have disagreements, and we don't even have disagreements, but whenever we come up against something, so sometimes we will butt heads, but like not really butt heads, but that I find really hard because you're also one of my best friends. So it's really hard. One of my best friends, you are my best friend, but it's really hard being like that. My opinion is very different to you and I'm standing my ground. And then I also think as well, I'm less sensitive, and that's not saying you're oversensitive, but like I am the less sensitive one. So then I feel really mean because then you get a bit upset and I'm like, oh no. So then I'm like, I want to backtrack, but it's very important for me to stand my ground. And then I'm like, oh God, am I being unreasonable? So it actually turns me into a bit of a spin. I think that's it. And so, aside from everything else, we have, the vision is the same, the outcome's the same, the ethics the same, everything is just like so compatible and perfect. But when we butt heads, it like really hurts. It hurts my heart a bit, and then it makes me feel really mean. And yeah, I don't like it because I think I get a bit less upset about it, but then that upsets me in a different way because then I think I'm a horrible person. Oh God.
I love that.
That's probably it. That's probably the first bit.
Simon's just said it feels like mum and dad are arguing. So
yeah, we're couples counselling.
Yeah,
we're triggering
me,
people.
Simon.
We got to ask Jennifer as well. What's the worst thing about working?
Yeah, we need to ask Jennifer. Mine's a really simple one.
Oh God.
Mine's a really simple one. 2 words. Caroline's calendar.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Caroline? I love working with you, babe. I love it. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. But your calendar, I want to hit you over the head with it sometimes. Genuinely.
Thank God it's digital.
Thank God it's in the cloud.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Because me and Jennifer booked things into Caroline's calendar, and she just hasn't put that she's busy doing something that day. I have to say though, you are getting better with the calendar. You are. It's starting to shape up now, but that's been a long-standing like frustration. Is Caroline's calendar.
Do you know what's really funny? I've never ever heard Cordelia give up on anything. She has on my calendar. He actually said the other day, I give up on your tech. Sorry, my eyes are watering because I've got really bad allergies and I'm probably quite overwhelmed. But Cordelia actually said the other day, I give up on your tech. This woman is so resilient. She will keep going and going and going at everything. And when she was like, I give up, I was like, whoa. I felt like I broke a wild horse. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've never heard you say those words. I give up. I was like, okay, I think that was it. That was like, oh God, sort this out. I'm good. If you've been broken, it's really bad. So yeah, I'm currently seeking a support group for people who are struggling with calendars, and I'm putting my hands up. Oh God, yeah. So,
Well, there we go. Jennifer,
Yeah.
what's the worst thing about working with us?
Oh God.
Caroline's
Yeah, calendar. But like I said, it's become a lot more smoother in the last couple of weeks. But what happened there?
It's
Dog bowl.
dog bowl. Oh.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I put the how did that happen? Oh,
Is it the desk?
oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's Jennifer's phone. I just clicked the wrong phone. So I've just realized I've got my phone set up as the camera and I hadn't plugged it in. But look, over here, there's Jennifer's phone on that table, yeah, the pink one. You could just about see it, which is pointing down. It's upside down and the dog bowls are underneath it. So I just the camera by accident. I'm really sorry. Jennifer, what's the worst thing about working with us? Is it that we don't listen to you?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
get sidetracked.
Yeah, you guys, yeah. There are many times where I have to rein you guys in. I'm like, guys, what's going on? Like, because Cordelia loves to make sort of last minute changes. And then Caroline, I would say it's your, guys, like, yeah, there's multiple things, but you guys have got really, it's got better. It has, did I sound convincing?
I think
It
you're
has got
very
better.
softly saying that we're like reining in a pair of wild cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no,
I hope
you guys
it's better than your last job, Jennifer.
Ah,
After
guys,
that whole speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole speech.
No,
I was like, this
oh
is
my God. No, I actually enjoy coming into work. So yeah, 100%. It's not even questionable.
oh, that's so
Well,
funny.
Jennifer, thank you so much. So, guys, Jennifer is going to be putting a post inside the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group. And these questions can be anonymous, okay? So you don't have to comment them under that post. There's going to be a link to a jot form. You click on the jot form and then just put in your name or a fake name, and then the question you want to ask, and submit it. And then Jennifer will have those questions to choose from within the jot form. So that post will be in the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group, pinned to the top of the group by the end of today. So if you're not in the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group and you want to make me and Caroline sweat,
Yeah. Let's keep it classy as well, guys. Okay.
Well, you're going to be picking. You are pretty classy.
To be fair, if it's going to be behind a jot form, I'm quite happy to hear like everything. Obviously, we're going to you keep it classy, Jennifer.
Okay.
But they can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this, girls.
Wow, me too. Thank you for joining us,
I don't
Jennifer.
think
I'll see you in a second.
I'll see you on the other side.
Oh dear. So
That was fun.
that means, yeah, guys, just so you know, if anyone's watching on the live stream, if you haven't already if you don't already know, we have the Rebellious Business Network, which is our Facebook group and the home of the Rebels, which is where Jennifer will be posting the form to submit those awkward questions for Cordelia and I. So if you would like to make us sweat and you'd also like to join a band of 2,700 plus rebels of the Rebellious Business Network who are awesome, then click the link. We're going to be submitting that into the chat now. The group is free. You just have to answer some questions about, well, you and then comply with our rules, and then you can get yourself into the Rebellious Business Network, where you get more content, you get to connect with other rebels, and you can talk about what you do and network. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Connect with other rebels.
Connection. Guys, if you're watching this live, drop this emoji in the chat right now. If you can't find it, copy and paste it from someone else who's also dropped this in the chat to let us know that you are here with us live. We are moving on to segment 2 of the show, which is I am going to let you all know how flipping stressful this week is right now. Let me know in the chat. Drop a me too in the chat, or share your woes in the chat if you are currently struggling with managing business, with children, with family, with housework, with just all the stuff that needs to be done every single week. Like it is hard. It's really hard. This week, I am packing up everything because I'm moving house on Monday. And I'm doing that alongside looking after 3 kids. It's 27 degrees. All they want to do is go jump in the river. And I'm like, well, I need to pack the house up. They want to go swimming and jump in the river and just have a good time. And I'm packing and packing and packing, whilst managing the business, where we have currently around 70 clients. I don't know, I've lost count. We've got a lot of clients. The team.
Caroline's calendar.
Caroline's flipping calendar. But yeah, it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. So this is I guess the segment is we're going to give tips, we're going to give some insight and just talk about, you know, the issues with juggling business and family and personal life as well. Because I've had my own sort of, this morning is quite it's busy for us in the mornings, because especially on a Wednesday, because we're getting ready for the show and we're always like working right up to the clock. I always say we should have some like outtakes before the beginning of the show, because we're like those news anchors, like shuffling, and as soon as it's like some, we're like different, we're like into it anyway. So that was a long segue, but the point is, right up to the show we're working, and I'm having a bit of there's some friend drama that I'm struggling with. And like, I got a bit upset today as well. And it's right before the show and we're planning this and it's our first episode as well. So that's also about juggling family and friends and business. And how do you go from like your personal life and what's going on in your world, and then just going, right, I've got to think business. So that's also what I'm going to talk about. So this segment is really just like diving into some important parts of business and marketing and, you know, learning, training from the perspective of what we're going through at the moment and some tips on how to overcome that.
Yeah, it is really challenging. An example is that this morning I've got to get my head into the show. I've dropped the kids off at school and I've got to get my head into the show. I've got 6 voice notes from you that I haven't listened to from yesterday to get through. I'll get my head into the show. And then I've got like, I just want to pack. Like, I want to pack and I want to clean. And it's like having split brain syndrome, where it's like, on one hand, you've got all this stuff you need to do. On the other hand, you want to get into that stuff. And then you're in this stuff and you're thinking about that stuff. Like, it's really challenging to switch hats and to focus on the other thing.
The hat switch, the good old hat switch. Does anyone else struggle with the hat switch? That's what we're getting at. So we're going to talk about that now.
The hat switch is a bitch.
The hat switch is a bitch. Oh, what about your hat switch as well? Anyone else? It looks like everyone seems to be great at it. They're like, no, perfectly fine. You two are the only ones that struggle. So yeah. Cordelia, what is your first tip and how does it relate to what's going on right now?
Well, I have to say, like, I normally do a hell of a lot of stuff and I don't actually observe myself. This morning I was observing myself. This is what happened in the 30 minutes before the show, okay? Me and Caroline jumped on Zoom. Well, just before we jumped on Zoom, I decided to put a pizza base in the bread maker. So I've got the ingredients for a pizza base in the bread maker working. I come and sit down, and me and Caroline are working on the show. I get up because Caroline is then talking to Jennifer, and I walk over and I get the pizza base out of the bread maker. I flip, flop it on the side with some flour, put it in a Tupperware, put it on the side, come back down, sit down, carry on working on the show. Yeah. Meanwhile, my phone rings and it's the head of house at Sarah's school calling to give me an update on what's happening regarding some drama that's been going on at school. So I'm taking that call, that's fine, put the phone back onto the show. So I think there is always an element of wearing lots of hats. But there's a biting point. Like, there's a biting point where it starts to just get too much. And I find the hardest one is when you've got, I know that I can do pizza-based teacher when I'm with Caroline, because Caroline will actually stop going, Cordelia, whilst I'm dealing with those other things. But with kids, they don't stop. It's mum, can I do this? Mum, can I do that? Mum, can I do this? Mum, can I do that? And I find that if I'm trying to work whilst I've got the kids here, then I start, that is for me is my biting point starts to kick in, even though I can juggle like 50 things at the same time. So in terms of like managing this,
that works. If I start, is that how you get, how I get your attention? Mum, mum. I don't think that'll go down.
I mean, it's how you'll get my raised out eyebrows and me going mute and turning my camera off. Why is it that kids say mum at the beginning of every sentence? It drives me nuts. Mum, I'm going to school later and I need this and that. Mum, and then I need to go and speak to the teacher. Mum, I need my swimming costume in my bag. Mum, what are we having for dinner? Like, that in itself gives you split brain because there's so many questions overlapping, so many questions. It gets through. Then that's if you've got one child. Now when you've got three and they're all doing it, like it drives you bloody nuts. But then if you're trying to work at the same time as that, that's my tipping point. Like I can't. And actually, you know, when I launched the business back in 2017, I would be working night shifts and looking after the kids and like trying to set up a business. And I would get really stressed out, like trying to manage all the things. But my solution was work on the business when they're napping, work on the business when they're in bed at night. And then I would resent them because they wouldn't nap or go to bed at night. For God's sake, I'm supposed to be working on the business right now. And I've put you to bed 35 times already and you're still awake. It drives me nuts. But yeah, the split brain thing's really, really challenging. So you asked me tips. I just wanted to give a bit of context.
I quite like the context. The context was good. How much longer have we got on this segment just to quickly understand? I like that. I think that people are really going to get that. I don't have kids, but my niece, I look after her once a week. And my mum helps me as well. And we take her to the park and I am exhausted. And I'm like, I want to go back to work. It's 2 hours I have her. 2 hours.
Work is so much fun. Like in comparison to looking after kids. Like it's such a good avoidance strategy.
Yeah, it's so
like,
good.
Avoid the chaos.
Start a business to soothe yourself and entertain yourself when it's too hard being a parent.
I started my business because I wanted to spend more time with my children. Now I run my business because I want to spend more time away from them. Something like that, isn't it? I love them to bits, guys. I am so like sarcastic about my kids. I do freaking love them. They are the best. They're such a good little bunch. I've got enough of them that I could start a riot with them. But you know, they are a lot of fun to hang out with, and I am grateful for them. So look, here's what I do to manage it all, because it is a hell of a lot. You know, like I said, this week I'm moving house. We've got big changes happening in the business. We've also got, you know, other things going on, personal things. Then there's the fact that I was at the Isle of Wight Festival all weekend, came back and there's all the camping stuff to unpack and all of that, and just
not to mention the wrong boat
camping. You know, there's a lot, and then there's moving house, and thank God we're only moving next door, but we've still got to pack up a whole house, move it, and clean it.
So what's your
number one is planning.
Tip?
Planning. I didn't do this enough early on. I'm a bit more anal about it now. Planning is really key. There's 3 things to consider with planning. Number one is the food. Every Sunday or Saturday, I religiously write down what the menu of the week is going to be. I'm a bit of a food fiend, but I will write down. So pizza today was planned last week. I knew that we were going to have pizza. The pizza dough is already rising over there in the kitchen. God, don't I sound like a Stepford wife?
Yeah, you're so domesticated.
But planning, like food is key. So I know Monday what we're having for dinner, Tuesday what we're having for dinner, Wednesday what we're having for dinner, Thursday, etc. for the whole week. And I will do an online shop with Ocado, who I love. Ocado, it is the one. They are the dog's bollocks. Such great service. But Ocado will then deliver that on Monday for me. Job done. It's like that is that. Then I haven't got to think about it again. I've just got to cook it, and I quite enjoy cooking, so that's fine. The next thing when it comes to planning is the calendar. I think that's probably why I find your calendar so frustrating, Caroline, because I'm really freaking anal with my calendar. like my boyfriend laughs the second he even joins in now and just puts things in the calendar, because he knows I'll ask him if it's in the calendar when he tells me about something. And like the dog groomer, it's in the calendar. We've got like we've got to pop into somewhere to buy something for a trip next month. It's in the calendar. Like everything is in the calendar. And it's just, without it being in the calendar, I am so busy and so full of things to do that it won't happen, or it will get forgotten. So planning the calendar, making sure that like once a month I go through, and I do forget to do this, and I'm not the best mum in the world when it comes to showing up at school, but trying to remember to get sports days in the diary and all those things. Like look at the school calendar, what's happening at school, when's the half terms coming up, because that's the third thing that needs planning is childcare. Like half term and summer holidays come around so fast, they are a slap in the face if you haven't prepared for them, because then you've got that split brain thing. I know that I can't run the business with the kids at home. It's too much. That I know that that's my tipping point. So because I know that, planning ahead for that is super important. So then it's like just making sure that they're booked into a holiday club that I know they enjoy, or my mum is around and she's going to take them one day a week through the summer holidays, or whatever that looks like. It's planned. Like planning is king when it comes to that. 100%.
Well, that's flipping brilliant. John wants me to use motion. Yeah, do you know what? I tried that. Even motion was no match for me.
Oh, motion calendar.
Like,
I thought John was calling you a psychopath then. I thought you were saying John wants me to use emotions. It's like, what?
No, motion calendar. We've got, I wanted to read out a quick comment, because Simon has a great tip, which is cling film. Cling film works really well to keep kids in check. Just wrap them to a chair. So I think that's the winning tip at the moment. Cling film them.
The thing is that they'll still shout and scream about the fact that they're wrapped to a chair. So
I used to tie the baby grow feet together.
my mum says she used to tie my baby grow feet together. My mum's working behind me, so but I mean that doesn't work when I'm a 10-year-old, does it?
Oh my God. We need to be careful that we don't end up getting the social services rang on us because of the episode of the show where we talked about managing business and family. The next thing though is segmenting time. This is my second tip, and it's kind of part of the first one really. But segmenting time, it comes under planning, but it's separate in the sense that it's really important that you, when it comes to the hat switch, you have allocated time for each hat. Some people watching this are working a full-time job and building a side hustle and looking after kids. Been there. I know how crazy that is. Like, it's nuts. Or you're like a VA and you've got this person's project work to do and that person's project work to do, your own marketing to do, and kids. That's crazy as well. And so, you've got two options. You can just sit down in front of a computer and go, right, what should I work on first? And just let the day take you where it takes you. Or you can segment time. And this is what I mean about the summer holidays. That split brain for me. If I just had the kids at home and I'm working, they're going to get the brunt of it because I am going to be grumpy. I'm going to be such a grump. So that's really for switching between those hats. You've got to have allocated time because we can't physically. It's not possible to multitask efficiently. Like, it's just not. And I can't concentrate on two things at the same time. So having that segmented time is really important. And one thing that comes under that is like notifications on your phone.
Yeah.
So for instance, 3 o'clock, I do not work after 3 o'clock because the kids are home. I don't want to put them in after school club. The whole point in having this business is so that I can be home with them sometimes.
and so unless you need to get away from them.
Yeah. Breaks are good. But yeah, so they come home at 3 o'clock and I don't, sometimes I'm up against a deadline and I'll do a bit of work, but majority of the time I'm not working. And so I do not have any notifications that come through to me from clients or the accountant or anything, because I know that if I do, I'm like a dog with a bone. I won't be able to let it go until it's done, whatever it is that needs doing. So that's really important. It's segmenting time. And again, you can use your calendar for that. Create time blocks and make sure and use or use those automations on your phone to turn off notifications after certain times, or turn off notifications from certain apps at certain times. There's different things that you can do to support you with that. But that's what I do. But Caroline, what about you?
I think, well, to be honest, like we've had, I think the segment's nearly done, but that's great. I feel like, to be fair, we didn't need to have 2 tips. Mine was just like prioritized because I was being distracted today, and yeah, that we can discuss that another time. I think you did an amazing job of talking about planning and the different segments of time. I think it's just going to be muddying the waters if I add anything there. So I just think that was great. What I would like to say is that we do have some training on planning and support for anyone who wants to prioritize that more. If you're someone who's like me, who can't manage a calendar, or like you want to be more organized and like take all the stuff in your head and like get it out, we do offer that sort of support in the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy. So Cordelia, do you want to talk about that? Because you're the best person with that. I don't think anyone's going to have any faith in me if I start talking about planning and calendars. So let's move over to you. Over to you.
Well, for those of you that are in the Rebellious Entrepreneur Academy, just to let you know, if you go down into the bonus content section, there is a training called, or you can search for it using the search bar, the Rebel Journal System. And the Rebel Journal System is how, and actually it comes from something that Caroline taught me, which was bullet journal. And I've adapted it. I've adapted bullet journal to kind of work with business, and also to my own sort of way of running with it. And it's so bloody powerful that we often run a session on a Monday called Rebel Journal Live to just help people to remove the overwhelm and get planned for the week ahead. One of our clients has got severe ADHD, and he said that this method changed his life to the point where he's teaching his students about it now, because he needs to teach other people about it because it's that helpful. It is the only way in which I managed to manage a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff at the same time. And traditional calendar systems don't work for me. I can't put tasks in my calendar. I won't keep up with that. I can't use a spreadsheet. I won't keep up with that. I can't get the predefined diaries and fill them in on a daily basis. I won't keep up with that. I need something that allows me to be chaotic, that allows me to be spontaneous, that allows me to be a bit mental, because that's what I am. And actually, it just turns out that a lot of our rebels find this method really helpful too, which is great. So we have a training on that inside the Rebellious Entrepreneur Academy. And we've also got other ones on ritual tasks, which is ritual tasks are a game changer. If you don't know what your ritual tasks are, you need to be getting those down. And there's another one on calendar planning as well, mapping out, the blocking, so segmenting your calendar, and some calendar training. So have a look in the portal if you're in RIA. If you're not in RIA, it's only £99 a month to join. So you can jump in and check out all the training that we've got in there. And also, of course, you'll get to join our incredible inner circle of rebellious entrepreneurs, and take part in all the fun and games that we have going on inside that program, and get some serious support with your business and some great trainings that help you get clients now, and also build amazing communities and put together shows like this one. But yeah, so
many things.
Rebellious Entrepreneur Academy. Jennifer, could you drop the link to that in the chat so that anyone wanted to check it out can join?
I'm sure everyone in the Zoom is in RIA, are they not?
In RIA, yeah. Everyone in Zoom.
And also, just to note, that's just the planning element is a very small element of what we offer in there. So you've got lots of stuff which we can get into in other shows and episodes. You did great segment. Love that.
Guys, we have got something.
It's going really well. I'm enjoying it.
Me too.
Yeah.
We've got really, really fun thing that we're doing next with a few of our rebels who are going to come and join us. Can we have?
I'm so excited about this. I am so excited about this. This is the first time we've
Simon-
done this as well, by the way, guys. This is very much the purpose of this is like, you've kind of got to know us a little bit with our authenticity segment and the awkward questions, because we really want to showcase that we are actual people and we want to help you guys get to know us better. We also have, you know, the tips and tricks segment, which is like where we're trying to help offer some support and get into like the aches and pains of business, and to sort of give you tips and help you, I don't know, apply things. And this segment is helping us like bring more of our rebels together and help you get to know our rebels as well in a really fun way. So everyone you see on the screen right now is a rebel of the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy, and they're very beloved. And we're going to play a game with them. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this is going to go. So firstly, we're going to introduce Simon, who is this week's victim. What we want you to do as well, just give a quick overview of who you are and what you do, and then anyone who's watching can also learn a bit about you. So Simon, who are you?
Simon is the rebel, the rebel in the spotlight this week.
The rebel in the spotlight. I wish we could put like a little frame around
I
him.
know.
Oh no,
I'm
you don't
sure
want to draw
Lord
attention to
Zoom
me.
can share some software ideas for us.
Yeah,
I'm-
is Lord Zoom is in here? Oh yes.
He is.
Okay,
Well,
Simon.
I'll ask Lord Zoom a little bit later, I'm sure.
Okay,
But
okay.
Simon, quick, brief intro. Tell us what it is that you do.
I
What's your big-
help athletes, coaches, and the wider sort of sporting communities around mental fitness and motivation, and support them to fulfill their potential and create a life and career they feel proud of.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing.
And an absolute treasure, may I add, Simon
Yeah.
is in our community. Absolutely love having Simon inside the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy. Simon is the victim. Okay, so just to give an insight on what Simon's going to do today, Simon has, and he shared with me, and I don't know the answer, Simon's got a few anecdotes or statements. So Simon's going to share a statement about his life or an experience he's had, and it's up to the panelists below, who we will introduce in a second, to ask him a couple questions and figure out as a team whether or not he is lying. And so it's, yeah, you've got to work together as a team and figure it out. So Doug, the goals guy, Doug Bennett, the goals guy, who are you? Where you from? What do you do?
Yeah, so as the title says, the goals guy. I've got over 160 episodes of my podcast, Goals Do Come True, where I've interviewed the likes of Cordelia. I've got to extend an invitation to Caroline, and there'll be one or two other people along the lines that I'll be. Yeah, have you?
Or maybe I haven't done an interview. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Thank you.
She's been dreaming of your podcast.
She's been
Doug.
dreaming about being in my podcast. I also coach people. I've written a book, Think Simple, Win Big, which is for entrepreneurs, either budding entrepreneurs that, want to know exactly what it is being an entrepreneur involves, because, we like to think we know what it is, but there's a considerable amount more that you're not told when you decide that you want to convert your side hustle into a main job. So there's some tips and tricks in that. And yeah, so that's one other thing. But also I'm a financial advisor and
Man of many
yeah.
talents. Doug Bennett.
Yeah,
Welcome to the panel.
I do too
Another
much.
delight. Absolute delight to work with Doug. Love having him in the community as well. Cheeky, chappy. Yeah, that's enough said. He's great. Julie, who are you?
Oh, hello everyone. I'm Julie Fitzpatrick, Minister of Therapy and Coaching. And my passion really is helping individuals, business owners, professionals to uncover their confidence really so that they can become unstoppable. So I basically get people from stuck to unstoppable. But when you work with me, you get three elements, right? So most of you know what a therapist does. They're going to work mainly with your conscious mind, maybe going back to the past, but maybe in the current. And you know what a coach will do, right? They work with you the here and now, and they'll get you to where you need to be and want to be in the future. Hypnotherapist, which I am also, can really tap into your subconscious mind and make those permanent changes, to make them fast, right? So when you work with me, you don't have to choose whether you want 1, 2, or 3 of those, because you get all of them. So you get change so fast. But I also do so it's the subconscious mind changes and the conscious mind changes. So basically, I can get you from stuck to unstoppable.
Amazing. Ooh, dropped in my headphones.
And last but definitely not least, Mr. John Denley, welcome to the panel.
How do I follow that? Because it's very similar to what I do. and
Perfect.
it was very well put together. So what she said.
I love it.
I'm not a therapist, but I do have a therapy section to what I do. So, yeah, so I'm a mental health fitness coach, going that way. Specifically, I target people who are struggling with depression, however, though. So I help them to get themselves out of feeling like their life is not worth living, and help them to get to a position where they feel like it is worth living, and get off the drugs if their doctor approves getting off the drugs. Obviously, put that caveat in there as well. And interestingly, of course, I have released my book, Create Happy Thoughts, there. And the rebel thing is my gratitude icon on every single page.
I love that. It's such a good icon. Cool beans. Guys, if you're watching this, drop this in the chat. If you consider yourself a rebel, drop it in the chat. If you're one of the rebels, drop it in the chat.
The rebels.
And if you want my journal, just go on Amazon and search for Denley Happy and you'll find it. Or Happy Denley.
I missed out talking about my book. It hasn't come out yet, but it's coming at the end of the year.
Well, guys,
to be fair,
this is the game. This is the game. This game is called Rebel in the Spotlight. And we are spotlighting 4 of our rebels every week. Now, this game is winner stays on. Simon is about to share this statement with you, this story statement. And you 3 have to work together to figure out whether he's lying or telling the truth. If you catch Simon out, you guys stay on, and it's winner stays on. You are welcome to be on the panel again next week, and for as many weeks as you keep on winning. If Simon, however, wins, he gets to stay on the panel. And as we get more organised with this, we are going to be sharing lead magnet links out with the replay, and also on the podcast episode. We are going to use this as a real opportunity to segment up to spotlight our rebels, because that has always been the purpose of this show anyway. And so that's what we're doing here. So, Simon, are you up for it?
I'm up for it. Let's go.
Just to reiterate one thing, you guys have 2 questions each that you can ask Simon. So you've got to think about a question that you want to ask him to try and catch him out. Is he lying? Is he telling the truth? 2 questions each. At the end of those 2 questions each, you can confer amongst each other, and you have to come to a decision together. If anyone's watched Would I Lie to You? A little bit similar to that. Confer amongst each other, figure out whether he's lying. You have to have a unanimous agreement, working as a team.
Oh, we need to nominate a leader. No, should we not do that? You guys have to come to an anonymous agreement. When we get more organised, we might add a leader. But yeah, okay.
And then Simon will do the big reveal, and we will know who is back on the show next week.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Over to you.
Okay, so having travelled 3 hours up on a train, a girl once ended a date with me after I made a joke she didn't find funny, and I decided to call a friend to share it with him.
Repeat that for me again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't quite get that. 3 hours on the train.
Having travelled 3 hours on a train for a date with a girl, she ended it after I made a joke she didn't find funny, and I decided to phone one of my friends to share the joke with him.
Okay.
I think the first question's got to be, oh, you go. What's the joke?
Well, let's just say that the date hadn't been going well, and we decided that probably the best thing to do was to go to the cinema, because that way we didn't really have to talk to each other too much. So we drove to the cinema complex, and if you can imagine it, you come off a big roundabout, and there's a carriageway going into the cinema complex. There's a sort of pavement in the middle, and there's a carriageway going out of the complex. So as we drive in, we get to this point on the road where there's black and white markings all the way across, and there's a guy stood there with a Jack Russell on the pavement in the middle. And the girl I was with said, oh, is that a zebra crossing? And I said, no, it's a small dog. And absolutely, you know, I was in tears. In my mind, that was the funniest thing I'd ever said in my life. And she didn't get it. And I decided to, yeah, phone a mate of mine and share the joke with him, who did find it funny.
What? Oh, I can't answer. I
was
can't
gonna say
answer.
you won Caroline with it, that's for sure.
Right, John's had one question. Doug, you had your hand up.
Okay, who was driving the car?
She was.
That was a brief question.
So
Julie?
I'm not sure. I'm not. This is not my question yet, right? Because I just want to clarify something, or maybe.
Oh, hang on,
Well,
hang on.
that is a
Sounds
question
yeah.
then.
All right. Okay. I thought
That
you.
is a question. Oh, I have 20 questions, Julie. Go on.
I thought he said he was on a train.
Yeah, I took the train up to see her. So she lived about 3 hours away.
Which
And
is
we-
why I asked him who was driving the car.
Mm.
Because if he was driving the car, then that would have made the going up on the train a lie.
Mm. Doug, you're good at this. Okay.
Okay, so I suppose that was my question then.
Well, no, not really, because I answered it for you.
Oh,
and
okay, that's true. That's true. That was us
So-
talking amongst ourselves, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was us conferring.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, Julie, have you got a question then?
So
Doug's
What's-
doing a really good job of deciding the rules. I'm here for it though.
Me too.
how did you meet this girl to go on the date in the first place?
So she'd been down to where I lived the week before because one of her best friends was going out with a friend of mine who also lived in the same area as us. And suffice to say, with the addition of alcohol, we'd hit it off very well. But without the alcohol, things perhaps didn't quite click.
I like Julie's little chuckle there.
Me.
John, have you got more questions?
I'll ask another question anyway, but I already know the answer. But where were you traveling to and from?
So it was quite near Hull.
Well, that's where you were going to.
Yeah, that's where we were going. That's where she lived. That's where I was going up to.
And where are you from?
And
Or where were you coming from?
Maidenhead in Berkshire.
Very near me.
Going to pick up a table and chair from Maidenhead from Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Random fact interjection.
With Simon.
Have to put
You'll
that.
be near me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. How are we feeling? Does it, out of interest, do we feel like we need more questions? Would you like to deliberate? What do you reckon? Let's do one more each.
Well, John's had two. Julie and
right.
Doug had one.
Okay.
What film did you watch at the cinema?
We didn't actually get to the cinema in the end. We just decided to call it a day, and I got dropped back at the train station.
I was quite believing him up until that point.
Oh, okay.
So I've got to follow up now.
That's
So
the final.
Julie, come on then, crunch
Fun.
question.
Why didn't you just go to the cinema if you said a joke, it wasn't funny, I would have thought you would have just gone to the cinema anyway. So why didn't you just go do the cinema and then end it at the end?
I think she was a little bit upset that I decided to, when we're on a date, to phone a friend to share the joke. And there's a bit before that story of when I got there, I'd been out the night before and eaten some spicy food. Had to use the facilities when I got there, which resulted in a bit of chaos, shall we say.
Did you shit your pants?
I contemplated climbing out of the window and running at that point, but
I'm sorry, I had no questions left. Sorry.
You have to retract that back now.
I can neither confirm or deny that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's horrible.
Hysterical.
You missed that point. Like, it wasn't clear that you called the friend during the date.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah,
like
was that bad?
and then called a friend afterwards. It's like, well, I mean, that seems pretty feasible. But now it's during the day.
I needed some validation that my joke was funny. That was the thing.
Okay.
I can
Terrible
validate
form.
that.
Right. What do we think? Julie,
I'm gonna.
you believed him and then you had a doubt.
Are we
just on
going
the
into
back end.
deliberation? Are we going
Yeah,
into
we're going into deliberation.
What
We've
I'm
all had
gonna
our
do-
questions.
To remove distraction, I'm going to remove Simon. I'm going to remove Caroline, and I'm going to remove myself. And you three can deliberate and just let us know when you're ready, and we'll come back in.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay. Interesting. We have the floor. We can do anything we like all of a sudden. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Caroline still has the power of veto.
That's true.
Or Cordelia, even.
Yeah.
I kind of believe him. I was a bit unsure when he said about not going to the cinema, but when he said that he did call his friend while he was there, I don't know. There's a huge part of me that wants to believe him, but then.
Well, for me, it's the level of detail that was unnecessarily delved into, which convinces me that it's true.
He protests too much. I mean,
Well, you'd have had to have really planned the story in advance to be able to pull that off, I think.
Yeah, as convincingly as he did.
Yeah, exactly. Because why tell that story so convincingly if it wasn't true? Especially the things about like the phone call being on the date. Yeah, because it suggested that was not the case initially. Anyway, there you go. So,
but then we could have asked that though, couldn't we? Did you make the phone call on the date? That would have actually been a good question as it turned out.
Yeah, I sort of assumed that it was on the date, and that's why it messed up.
Yeah.
That was my thought process at that point.
So
anyway,
what's your gut telling you then?
I think there's sufficient fluidity in his delivery that it's the truth.
John?
Just a good liar if he is. So.
He is a very good liar if he lied.
I'm not very good at picking up liars, so don't listen to me.
But less than a minute, guys. Less than 1 minute.
I'm on it's true, but as I said in the comments, I think Doug is probably going to be the de facto leader anyway. So,
Julie, what's your thoughts and why? Quickly. If you don't agree, if you don't think it's true, right? I mean, if you think it's true, then we're done. If you don't think it's true, then we need a really convincing reason why it's not true.
I'm going to go with true, and I'll tell you for why. When I said I wasn't so sure about it, it just didn't ring true when they didn't go to the cinema. But now that conversation happened. I'm going to go true, but
yeah. Why would you want to waste 35 quid on 2 cinema tickets if it wasn't happening?
But maybe you pre-booked them. That would have been a good question.
Oh yeah.
Because if you pre-booked them, you were just
they decided on
gone anyway.
Dinner.
But she was in control of the vehicle, right? So she had all the control.
Yeah.
If he had been driving it, maybe, but then I don't know. There's something that don't quite ring true.
Think guys.
Yeah,
right.
There we go.
We need a decision.
All right, go true then. Go on.
Okay. We've gone with true. We have gone.
Right. Okay. We've concurred with true. However, if it's false, Julie wins. Right?
No.
No, isn't that the way it works? Because one of us is staying on or coming back next week or whatever.
You stay on, or none of you stay on.
Oh, I see.
You're a
gotcha.
team. You're a team.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's go
That's
true.
fine.
Then. Got it.
Okay, Simon.
It is absolutely 100% true.
Oh!
Even the bit about the spicy food.
Yes.
I thought that was the red herring. I thought you were like, oh, I'll chuck something in to seem a little bit more.
No. Yes. So I was obviously using with great gusto the toilet roll holder alongside. That ripped off the wall, and after that I thought, well, look, I better open a window, but it was quite high. I stood on the toilet to open the window, and the toilet came off the wall, and so yes, we were joined by a plumber on the in the day as well.
On the night before.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Or was this the
This was the
day?
morning. Sorry. This is when I first arrived. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that is hysterical. Oh, Simon, I just love you even more for sharing that story with us.
I've got a really good track record with girls. Only divorced 7 times.
I don't think I've been on enough dates to be able to have bad dates. So.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are over the top of the hour for the new version of the Rebellious Business Show. Please drop in the comments what you thought and whether you think. We've got one comment from Mr. Drinkwater saying that they're not just rebels but mad. And yeah, I'm owning it. We are a bit, but it's the best way to be.
Yeah.
Best way to be. I've had a lot of fun. It's been great. This has been the Rebellious Business Show and our panel.
But
what?
However,
What have we
Rebellious
forgotten?
Business Networking event.
Oh yes. Go on then, Caroline.
Yes.
When is
So,
it? I'll
I
find the date. You tell the thing.
Yeah, okay, guys. So we run a monthly Rebellious Business Networking event, which is where we don't network to share business cards or elevator pitches. We network to make genuine connections and have a really good time. I hope this show is some evidence of that. So if you want to network with the rebels, people that consider themselves rebellious and who are on this entrepreneurial journey alone, and you want to be connected with more rebels, then you need to join the Rebellious Business Networking event. We play games, we do challenges, we have a horn, we have horn leaders, and
There's one small problem though. There's one small problem.
What's that?
The networking event landing page isn't set up yet for the next networking.
Listen, guys, you know what?
Just put it in your diary. Just put it in your
put it
diary.
in your calendar.
We know when it is, right?
It's the 11th of July.
Yes, everyone put it in your calendar and someone put it in mine.
It's probably not in. No, it is. I have put it in your calendar, Caroline. It says networking
It doesn't
day.
really matter though, does it? Because she's just going to book something else over the top of it anyway.
Last
No,
time
she won't. She won't. Last time she was on holiday, but you still turned up. It was great.
I did turn up.
You did.
Yeah, I'm really good at that. Okay, so this has been so much fun. Thank you all, guys, for beta testing our new Rebellious Business Show. Did everyone enjoy it? Did we like it? Was it good fun? Do we like the new theme? The new
I like it.
We've got Mark who says just arrived. All right, he's got the wrong channel. Classic. And Nina says she loves it. Where does support to build a business come in the new format? It's in the middle segment, Nina. We put that right in the middle with tricks and ticks. What?
Yeah,
No.
and we are always going to have a segment in that middle that is helping with marketing, entrepreneurship, life, etc. Today's I'm going to put my hand up and say today's middle section was weak. I am fully on board with feeling it. But this stuff is stuff that people struggle with. And I did have a lot of questions in the past about how I manage all of that. But yeah, am I complete? If I was going to give us some, like, if we're going to do front of house feedback and I'm going to get involved with that, I'll say, yeah, that section, we need to strengthen that one a bit more.
I think it's great. I think it was great. I think we just underestimated that it would be space for both people to talk. So I think you took the floor. I think you added great value, but there was just I don't think there was no room for little old me.
I would say though,
bit of FOMO over there from Caroline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say, Cordelia, I think because of your situation right now where you're moving house, juggling the kids and the dough, pizza dough and stuff, right? You're just being normal. You're just normalising that this is life, right? You're not trying to be you're not sitting there going, oh, we're super successful when it just runs like clockwork all the time, because that's not reality, right? So people will resonate more with the fact that I've just got images if you've got dough flying around the kitchen and, you know.
It's actually really clean. It's actually really clean.
That's because you've got to follow those tips and do the Rebel Journal system. There you go. That's why she's done it.
Oh, John Denley putting out the emoji. I love that. Guys, one Rebel emoji in the chat before we close this off. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute bloody pleasure. You know what? I have to say, can I just give me and Caroline a shout out? Do you guys know how terrifying it is trialing something new live that you haven't had a practice for, that you don't know how it's going to go down? You're not quite sure how awkward it's going to be, whether it's going to work or not. And you go, well, fuck it. We're just going to try it live and see what happens. And we did.
The rebellious way.
Yes.
The rebellious way.
It, baby. Faith it. Lots of love, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so
Have a great
much.
day.